5 minutes. That's all I need. Give me 5 minutes, and I'll show you why your focus is broken, why your mind feels tired, why you start things with fire, and finish them with excuses. Because the truth is brutal. You do not have an attention problem. You have a discipline problem. Read that again. It's not that you can't focus. It's that your mind has been trained to crave distraction more than purpose. Every notification, every short video, every random opinion, every urge to check your phone for just a second, it's stealing your life. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening. This is exactly what the Stoics warned about. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind and not outside events." But today, most men have given that power away to noise, to dopamine, to comfort, to impulse, to weakness disguised as entertainment. And that's why you sit down to work, but your hand reaches for your phone. That's why you tell yourself, "Tomorrow I'll lock in." But tomorrow comes, and you repeat the same cycle. Not because you're lazy, because you've become mentally soft, and no one wants to say that anymore. But the Stoics would. They would look you in the eye and tell you the truth. A distracted mind is a defeated mind. You cannot build a strong life with a weak attention span. You cannot become dangerous, respected, disciplined, powerful if your brain is owned by every little urge. That is not freedom. That is slavery. And most people are slaves to their own impulses. They wake up tired. They scroll before they think. They consume before they create. They react before they reflect. And then they wonder why they feel lost. Listen carefully. Focus is not something you find. Focus is something you build. And the Stoics knew this better than anyone. They understood that the man who can control his mind can control his future. The man who can sit in silence while others need stimulation. The man who can stay on the task while others chase easy pleasure. The man who can resist the urge when no one is watching. That man becomes unstoppable because while everyone else is entertaining themselves, he is sharpening himself. And that is where your power begins, not in motivation, not in hype, not in watching another video and feeling inspired for 10 minutes. No, your power begins the moment you stop negotiating with your distractions. The moment you say, "No, I will finish what I started." That moment changes everything. Because every time you obey distraction, you weaken your identity. But every time you resist it, even for 1 minute, you become stronger. That's how focus is rebuilt. Not in one giant breakthrough, but in small acts of self-respect. When you close the app, when you ignore the buzz, when you sit with the discomfort, when you stay with the work, when you choose purpose over pleasure, that is modern Stoicism. And let me tell you something most people never realize. The reason you can't focus is because your life has become too comfortable. Comfort is killing your edge. Your ancestors survived war, built empires, crossed oceans, faced hunger, faced uncertainty, faced pain, and you're losing battles to a glowing screen in your hand. That should offend you. Good. Because maybe that pain is what you need. Maybe you don't need another productivity hack. Maybe you need a wake-up call. Maybe you need to remember who you could become if you actually mastered yourself. Imagine this. Imagine waking up and your mind is clear. No chaos, no urge, no compulsive checking. You sit down. You do the hard thing first. You stay with it. You finish it. You keep promises to yourself. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Do you understand what that would do to your life? Your confidence would change. Your body would change. Your money would change. Your reputation would change. Your future would change. Because disciplined focus is a superpower in a distracted world. And the rarest men today are not the loudest. They are the most controlled. They can feel the urge and not obey it. They can feel boredom and not run from it. They can feel discomfort and not quit. That is Stoic strength, and you can build it. Starting now, not next Monday, not next month, not after your perfect reset. No, for the next 5 minutes after this video ends, do one thing. One hard thing, one meaningful thing, one thing you've been avoiding. No music, no scrolling, no checking messages, no excuses. Just you and the task. Because 5 minutes done with full focus is more powerful than 5 hours spent pretending to work. And if you can control 5 minutes, you can control 15. If you can control 15, you can control an hour. If you can control an hour, you can change a day, change enough days, and you change your life. That is how the Stoics win. Not with noise, not with emotion, not with endless talking, with control, with discipline, with silence. So ask yourself right now, are you building your future or feeding your distractions? Are you training your mind or betraying it every day? Are you becoming the man who commands his attention or the man who loses himself to every impulse? Because one day, you will look at your life and see exactly what your habits built. And on that day, your excuses will not matter. Only your discipline will. So here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need more control. You don't need more motivation. You need more standards. You don't need another shortcut. You need to become the kind of man who does what must be done, whether he feels like it or not. That is the Stoic way. And if you're serious, then prove it. When this ends, put the phone down, sit in silence, pick the task, and finish the first 5 minutes like your future depends on it, because it does.